Today on Happy Home Shopping, we are making chicken curry with a twist. And the dish is inspired by my debut best-selling cookbook, Mad Love. Let's get started. First step to making our chicken curry, not our curry chicken, let's start with some oil in our vessel. This pot has been preheated. What we want to do is break down our onion, and we want a fine dice to go in. As we get the onions in, we're going to start with the salt. This is going to help us layer flavor. It's also going to help us extract moisture from those onions and get the cooking process going. We have 2 onions cooking right now. Next, lots of garlic. Garlic in. And we want to go ahead and cook this until it starts to gently caramelize. While the onions and garlic are caramelizing, Wiri Wiri peppers, my absolute favorite. A lot of you watch me eat these raw all the time. Wiri Wiri pepper in the party. Today we're making a delicious chicken curry. I wish you could smell it. The recipe can be found in my Mad Love cookbook, a best-selling cookbook available on happyhome.gy. Onions, garlic, Wiri Wiri pepper, smelling amazing. Time to come in with some of our different aromatics. We have curry powder going in. Next up, we're going to go ahead and add some jeera. And lastly, some garam masala. And don't be worried, all the exact measurements are in the book. To allow all the flavors to come together perfectly, we're going to add a splash of water. Next up in our karahi, dried thyme going into the mix. This will give a wonderful flavor. And we're also going to add some green seasoning. Green seasoning as well can be found in the Mad Love cookbook in the back pantry essentials section, where you're going to find all your favorite vinaigrettes, marinades, dips, sauces, and condiments. While the curry is doing its thing, we have some potato or aloo. We're going to slice that up and just have this ready for us. While this is cooking out, let me tell you about the Mad Love cookbook. This is like a memoir or a diary for me of all my experiences. In the introduction, you're going to learn about where all this inspiration, all this passion for food came, whether it was growing up at Temple, whether it was my grandmother, my mother, whether it was all the travel. Everything can be found in here. Your roti na wrong, read this thing. My mom has a step-by-step guide on how to do it. I also lean heavily into my South Asian heritage, so you'll find jalebi, biryani, butter chicken, naan, a whole plethora of beautiful recipes await you in Mad Love. Curry mixture is smelling incredible. I wish you could smell this. The oil starting to separate on top. Good indicator that we can add in our chicken. If you need to scrape the bottom of the pot, please do so. You don't want it to catch. So scrape, scrape, scrape. At this stage, let's go in with our chicken. This is washed, 3 pounds or so, bone in. That's where all the flavor is. Now that the chicken's in, we want it to release its natural juice. So I'm gonna cover it and let this thing really get going. So important when you're making curry that you don't rush the process. You wanna bloom and toast the spices off properly to take out that rawness. You also wanna give time for the chicken to release the natural moisture that is in the bird. Give this a mix. And what I want to do is bring this down just a little bit more. You see the consistency is quite thick, but the chicken still has a little bit more moisture to give out. Let's bring this down a little bit more, and then we're going to add a little bit of water. Chef Devin Rajkumar here, thrilled to announce my best-selling debut cookbook, Mad Love, is available at happyhome.gy. Go and get your copy today. You can even hit up on WhatsApp, the number below the screen. Get your copy of Mad Love today. Chicken has released a lot of its moisture, so what we're gonna do now is give this a stir. This is looking perfect, but we're gonna need to add a little bit of water to make this really a nice curry. Give us lots of nice sorwa. So, I'm gonna throw it in now. Chicken curry smelling boss right now. We have our sliced potato or our aloo. That's gonna go into the pot. This is gonna do a couple things. It's gonna thicken, and it's also gonna soak up a lot of that delicious flavor that we have in there. Now, one thing I wanna tell you, this recipe is not identical to the one found in my cookbook, but it leads me to a very important point. Never do I want you to be handcuffed to the recipes that are in the cookbook. I want you to use what you find at your local market, what you have in the back of your vegetable drawer, what's in your pantry at home, and make the recipe your own. Use the recipes in the Mad Love cookbook as a framework, as fundamentals, as some structure to let you do what you want to do. But I want you to put a little bit of you in it as well, and that's really, really important. So today, we're gonna get working on what's known as a tadka. The potato is almost cooked through, and now what we're gonna do is something that is definitely not traditional and not in my cookbook. But this is the whole thing about cooking on the fly and like kind of going with your senses and doing what you wanna do in your kitchen. After all, it's going in your belly. So we are going to make a tadka or tadka. Guyanese would know this as chonke, and that comes from the word chonk, which comes from India, okay? And what this is we are tempering in ghee or hot oil, beautiful spices and aromatics. So we are gonna start here in front, and we're gonna add in just, a good set of ghee right into our vessel. And as this starts to heat up, we're gonna add some beautiful aromatics into it, okay? So we're gonna start with some Kashmiri red chili powder right in. As that starts to cook, we're going to do a little bit of garlic, thinly sliced. Typically with dal, Guyanese will use whole jeera or cumin seeds, thinly sliced garlic. And taking a little bit of inspiration from that today, but this is gonna add some crazy flavor to the finished product. So thinly sliced garlic, this is starting to bubble. Garlic goes right in to the front, just like this. This is already smelling amazing. This is a very South Asian move, and the reason why I'm doing this is for a couple different reasons. I love using tadkas, but the other thing too is this book is big flavors made to share from South Asia to the West Indies. I take a lot of inspiration from the South Asian heritage, and you can learn more when you read the introduction why that is. To test the potato or the aloo here, looks like it's almost just cooked through, but we can just take it and see if the spoon goes through on the side of our vessel, and look how it broke in half pretty easily. So we are just about there. There's still some that I can see that need a little bit of love, a little bit more time, but for the most part, we're there. Garlic looking beautiful. That tadka smells amazing. Curry leaves from Hickey's Backyard, my friend in Guyana. This adds so much flavor, and you'll find curry leaves in use in my cookbook as well. This is not a traditional Guyanese chicken curry, but this is just showing you how we can have a lot of fun utilizing one of the recipes in the book. And trust me, if you could smell this, you would fall in love in seconds. It's one of my most favorite flavors in the world, is curry leaves and hot oil. Smell good, no? Oh God. Love. Tadka is ready, smelling amazing. Curry is smelling amazing, just gently bubbling away. We're gonna go ahead and add in our we're gonna chunke our curry right now. Hear that sizzle? Get all of that golden garlic and curry leaf in there. I'm gonna gently fold this in. Don't wanna break up that potato too much. Now this is infused with that golden garlic, a little bit of Kashmiri red chili powder, and that aromatic fragrance, that perfume coming from our curry leaves in the hot ghee. And here is our finished product. This chicken curry, beautiful curry leaf on top here. It smells wonderful, and all we have left now to do is plate up. My favorite part of the video, it's time to taste. We have a nice bed of rice, and we're gonna take this wonderful aromatic chicken curry, not necessarily traditional, but definitely Chef Dev style. and make sure we get a lot of that gravy, that sorwa. Little potato, we have the curry leaves in there, and we can see all the beautiful spices, all that hard work that we put into our delicious curry. Also gonna be a Chef Dev portion, okay? I eat for a lot, so get a little bit more of that gravy on top, just like that. And here we have our finished dish. This is chicken curry inspired by the Mad Love cookbook, and we're serving it with some nice hot dal. Hope you enjoy this one, and mad love. I'm so excited to eat this. It smells amazing. I'm just gonna take some dal and put that on the side just like this. And we could use cutlery, but we know it's gonna taste better if I use my hands. And when I was growing up here in Guyana, spending a lot of time with my family, this is how we used to eat, with our hands. This is where the flavor tastes best. Oh man, so much flavor. Wow. Really outdid myself here today. I hope you enjoy this recipe.